This is the Non-Conforming Parsi, Nozzer Pardiwala, and you are listening to Bun Maska Season 3, the most successful formula to be unsuccessful. Formula number 6. Give up before the miracle happens. Can you believe it? I landed up in movies. I just landed up on the sets of the movie Khel. It was being directed by Rakesh Roshan and it appeared to be the climax scene. My uncle was a close friend of an extra supplier. That is what they called those guys those days. Now I think they must be called something better. My uncle suggested that I should also go for it, as it would fetch me 75 rupees for a shift. I and my friend landed up at Kamal Amrohi Studios for a 7 o'clock shift. Evening 7 o'clock shift which would end at 2 in the morning. We drove to the studio on my scooter in our suits. I was wearing a steel grey suit. We were amazed to see the amount of time, effort and energy it takes in making a film. It was a huge set in an outdoor garden. It appeared to us that it was a party scene and that there was some kind of chaos and confusion. I was more than happy because I got to see both my favorite stars, Madhuri Dixit Nene and Anil Kapoor. I even managed to see and recognize Satyan Kapoor. He hardly had something to do and was just called in between shots for some close-ups. We were told to just stand in the background with a glass of whiskey, which actually was tea without milk. We kept doing that in most of the scenes. Then finally, we were called in for some action. We were supposed to run helter-skelter as soon as the director would call out action. And we soon realized that we were being targeted with some dummy cakes. It was a cake fight scene. While Anil Kapoor, Madhuri Dixit, Mala Sinha, Prem Chopra kept running mouthing their dialogues in the foreground, we ran from one end to the other in the background, actually trying to escape the dummy cakes, which were what appeared to be made of some sticky colored plaster of Paris. But I couldn't escape it, and one such lump thumped onto my steel grey suit. Immediately people of my group, who were mostly Parsis like me, started sympathizing with me. Some even suggested I ask for the dry cleaning money. One of them offered me a glass of tea and asked me to wipe it off and chill. I did just that. Tea is something you get in abundance on movie sets. In the break, we had tea again with banana chips in the studio canteen. After which, we happened to see Mr. Prem Chopra. One of the Parsi old ladies in our group asked him, "How do you maintain your health?" He very humbly said that one has to do it and told us that after that shoot, he was catching a flight for another shoot. He also told the Parsi lady that he liked Parsi cuisine very much, especially dhan saag. I sometimes feel nice being a Parsi. For some reason or the else, anybody and everybody likes associating themselves with Parsis. Next, I was at a shoot of a movie called Police Officer at Film City. Here, there were not many of my Parsi group. Somebody explained me later that a film shoot, especially at Film City, had to hire certain number of extras who were part of the union. Whatever it meant, it didn't matter except that there was a lot of bad mouthing on the sets and I heard the worst of cuss words. It's not that I had never heard it before, but the way people casually used it made me aghast. Paresh Rawal was supposed to walk ahead with a garland of shoes tied around his neck, while Jackie Shroff dragged him through the streets, which actually were bylanes of Film City. I realized being in movies was not all glitz and glamour. It was sheer hard work. While all these scenes were being canned, I just waited for my turn to come. One thing you need I learned to be in films was immense patience. I realized that's the reason why movies used to take 2 to 3 years in the making. Finally, it was time for action. It was a scene where Jackie Shroff's sister was getting married and we were Baratis in the Barat. Takes and retakes and more takes and retakes. When finally I saw the movie to spot myself, the scene for which an entire shift was wasted, so much of manpower, heaps of money, time, effort and talent wasn't there at all. I learned one thing for sure, that if ever I would be in this industry, I would just die waiting. Now I hear films are made in less than 6 months, sometimes in matter of days. There are no blood sweat sucking shifts anymore. Finally, There's more work, less waiting. Give up before trying hard enough and you shall curse yourself big time. I would have stuck to this growing, money-raining industry for a while. Maybe walk up to a director, maybe Rakesh Roshan, and ask for work. Maybe I would have. These I would haves and the maybe haunt me day in and day out. Then Raju Hirani comes up with an ingenious idea of adopting Chetan Bhagat's 5-point Someone into a masterpiece. And you hear those brilliant words. Run behind excellence and success shall run behind you. You wish the movie would have released 2 decades back. You realize what an enormous mistake you have made. Remember and never forget, 2 decisions in your life make up your entire life. Well, almost. One is your life purpose and the other your life partner. Either goes wrong and the other you mess up inevitably. Continue listening to the story of the Zygote in the next episode of Bun Maska Season 3. The most successful formula to be unsuccessful. Keep listening.